Let's start it. What was our task to achieve this huge goal? In details, here are our 4 topics. First, automating the download and also the installation from libraries, in this case from the Exocad side. Providing an interactive guide for processing titanium abutment planks. Supporting all lab analog libraries for our TI forms, and improving our software manager in visualization and function. Question: did we achieve our goal? We will clarify that next. Stay tuned. First new feature: automated integration of all Exocad libraries. What is the current situation? The current situation is that the libraries are not all available on our AG software manager. The user itself have to search for the library, download the library, and insert the library into his software direction. Confusing and not secure are the words of this. New: we created the download of the most libraries from one platform and automated the installation into the software directory. By offering a direct link to the Exocad library manager. What is the advantage of this? Almost every manufacturer of libraries, of implant libraries, are sending the libraries to Exocad. These are official libraries, and Exocad and the manufacturer are mostly guarantees the newest version available. This means clear and secure. Especially therefore, we created a new area within our software manager. On the left-hand side, in the main menu, we have now additional libraries. The new area contains of 2 types of libraries: official library and other libraries. Firstly, of these official libraries from the Exocad platform itself for implant libraries as well as for lab analog libraries, and the 3D printer presets, validated parameters for your printer, for example, for models. The second area, other libraries, we will go on the end into this. What is required from your end for using the new features? Of course, you need the new software of the software manager and the software of the Ceramill Mind. You need a valid dongle and an active protection plan. As soon as you start the additional library area, the dongle detection runs by themselves and the dongle will be automatically detected. As soon the detection is done, the entry of the library sections will be free. If something goes wrong, information will be provided. How does the integration works? Here, for instance, I got a patient order. So the restoration that I have to create here needs an implant from Bego. I don't have the library from Bego at the moment in my system. So what do I have to do? I just go on the downloads more library area, go and open the Exocad library manager, search for the manufacturer, the shortcut B, and look up which library I need. Put them in the downloads section. And as soon as I fill in my personal information, the download as well as the installation into my directory folders will go automatically. So I'm going back to my design. And as soon as my design is there, I see the new library section from Bego is implemented. The same procedure will be with the 3D printer default settings. Of course, you know that when you are installing a new software or library in this case, you have to restart your software when it's not closed before, so that the software will see the new library in this case. Second new feature, processing of titanium abutment blanks. The current situation is also a little bit a lack of transparency. Which tie blank, which adapter, which manufacturer I have to use to mill, of course, on our AG machines. If I do an error here by choosing the wrong library, as I said before, it goes wrong. New is we created more transparency. We implemented the images of the adapter so that you have an indication how the adapter looks like. And we created various instructions how to use the TI abutment blanks. Two important points to note here. One is you have really to use the right library. You have the hardware and the software. The software is a library. The library has to be validated. This is also very important in this case at RG to our system. That means not because the blank has the adapter, it will automatically fit. It doesn't. You have to use the second one, you have to use the correct blank. So the part number that you see here for the blank itself must be the same than you have here in our nesting software, the Match 2, in our blank holder. What are the instructions for this? So you see, we did a lot of effort to inform you to not undergo any mistakes. I will start a video that I made for you. So you go into the prefabricated abutment blanks. You open the information and instruction. Here you will inform again, mechanically fit does not automatically means compatibility. The library must be validated from AG because sometimes they are missing individual part parameters. So next step, you go and choose your adapter type. Then you choose your CAD system that you want to use, in this case, the Ceramill system, and you use your blank manufacturer, in this case, Medentica. If you don't have the library, you see here on the left-hand side, step-by-step instruction. If you don't have the library, it will give you the information how to get the library step by step. Going to next, we have our blank section selection. Means in this case, we have to control our number of the blank. We can put that into our search field via our keyboard and then look it up. This is the most secure way. And then, of course, we have to check in our nesting area that our article number is matching the number of our holder that is in our nesting software provided. If we have done all this, then we have a summary just to be sure that we did all right. Library correct installed, blank article number, library matching, and adapter type and a nesting software, both identical. Another example, we are using this in this case, using as the CAD Exocad, and we have not found our manufacturer. Even here, we have provided information for the future, means work in progress. AG is in contact with, for instance, these two manufacturers to get them into our system. What is also very important here is the button important general information. Here you get a lot of information that clarifies the way to work. For instance, manufacturer information, adapting libraries, as well as work in progress that we saw already. Then we have the nesting information, means here again, when the article number is not matching our nesting software adapter, then you have to adapt that. As always, you get more information if the nesting is not possible. Can be, for instance, if the library is an old one. So you get also the information of the material indication. Titanium grade 5 is possible for knots, as well as angle screwed channels that are not supported for this system. And this is actually a lot of information, as I said, and also great thank you to our R&D colleagues that did a great job on doing and providing all this information. The third new feature, lab analog for TI form libraries. What is the current situation? Not all lab analogs are available at the software manager at AG. Because why? Because the libraries are very dynamic. So it's better to get the libraries up to date from one platform. But we want to support you on this too. So we have here under the software information, a new area, information. There you can find the instruction how to get the right lab analog library for your system. How does it work? The process is actually equally to the first shown. Under additional libraries, you click and open the Exocad Library Manager. You choose your manufacturer, you choose the library that you need, look for the lab analog designation. So this is very important. And download and install it. That's it. Fourth new feature, improving the interface and naming of our software managers. I just give you an example comparison old and new. Current, the left-hand side is a little bit confusing layout. That is because you have to know that the software manager is a quite new product within the AG family. So a new product is getting improving and grows and more. That means in the end, you have under configuration a lot of functions crammed in. Means here settings, set up, underneath, and it makes it sometimes a little bit hard to find that's what you need. So what did we do on the new area here on your right-hand side? We rearranged it a little bit so that you can find your site even faster. Important here are now the items that went to the left area, to the main menu area, and that means main area is the first level. So we have the workflow and function, connection, and general settings now here. Means in this case, the small setting button went into the area workflow and function underneath customize workflow and function directly visible when you are hitting workflow and functions. The connection guide, also very important, went also within our main menu and gets his own button, as well as the general settings. The general settings get also a new button. As soon as you click on that, you get all the general settings that you need. And in addition, former we had on the left-hand side installed and available softwares. Now we enlarge this point to not only the software, but also the library, in this case, short libs. Furthermore, we have always some small miscellaneous, starting with the manual integration. And I talked about this area before in the additional library section. This area is actually made for libraries that are not available through the Exocad library manager. Here we are providing a step-by-step information guide that you need, for example, if you know an external attachment library and you want to download them. Another important information, download and installation of denture-based libraries are currently in process. In detail, how does our support of other libraries looks like? I made also here a small video out of it. You go under other libraries, you open the guidance, and it is really poor for manual integration of libraries. So this instruction will go, so you go into your desired area, you get the support for the integration, and you follow the instruction step by step from the installation guide. For instance, here, when you download a folder, it's mostly packed, so you have to unpack it or unzip it, and then go further on this. You will find this data, then how to transfer them into our Ceramill software itself, how the path is accurate found. And if you have done all this step-by-step installation, you go on further and you are normally done. If you have had any trouble of installation then you go into the troubleshooting area. There are also a lot of informations here, and this troubleshooting area will assist you to maybe find your error. For instance, the information how to unzip a folder, or how to find the designated folder itself where you have to put your informations into. You also can here look up how to go through the update, means check for updates, as well as if you get a message that this is an unofficial library, what do you have to do with it? An official library, in short, is a library where somebody changed something into. So there is no guarantee that the library will work. So you see a lot of information that will help you even from other libraries to get these libraries that you need. If you have any trouble into going not in the right section, you always can contact our team and let help you with that. There is another interesting topic, automated library folders. Software manager or even the Exocad library manager can do installations. What they not can do is uninstallations. That means when you are starting with the new setup, the installation via your software manager as one platform that provides an overview and control, and also the platform registers what library was installed. Our recommendation is really to take the opportunity to clean up. There may be a lot of history in your folder, many libraries that you get over time installed, and maybe you don't even have an overview anymore. I did a cleanup by myself and I found it very nice. It's very easy to do. How do I do that? It's very easy, as I said. Take your original folder, make a backup copy, put a underscore in front of your backup copy so that the software is not able to read it. Then delete all old implant libraries within your original library folder. Don't worry, you still have the backup. So if you need an old library from ages ago, then you can always go into your backup copy and take them and use them. And then with this cleaned up original implant folder, you download step by step all the libraries that you really need nowadays. Another most frequent question is my library really up to date? How can I find it out? I have to discover, or I discover that there is no automatic system to do an update check. Implant manufacturers generally do not inform about updates. You have to check it manually. How? Just go into your library information. There is a modification date in this library that you desire, and you have to compare it with yours. If you're not sure, then in doubt, you can always install it again, and then you will get the message that maybe your library is older than the downloaded and installed library, and the software will do it by themselves. What is also very good, the second part that our R&D colleagues did is to put a lot of information also on the topic of implant prosthetics on our AG website. That gives you even a greater clarity. Click just on one of the icons and get all the informations that are needed to work in a good way and to get a good result. Coming to the summary, we are right on time. So have we achieved our goal? I really think so. We automated the download and installation of all Exot libraries. We created a interactive guide to make the processing of titanium abutments really clear. We supported the way how to get lab analogs for all TI forms. And we improved our software manager in look and feel. These new features, greater clarity and confidence when selecting libraries, thanks to the Exocad library integration, and the enhance of usability of our software manager, thanks to the optimized user guide, are designated to make your digital workflow even more efficient. So coming to the end and to our promised question area. If you have any questions, please put them into the question area and we will answer them. Let me have a check. So there's one question here. My manufacturer is not listed in the Exocad library manager. What can I do? You just go into the section Other Libraries, follow the information, and get a step-by-step clarifying how to move forward. Second question, when will the new software manager version will be available? It is actually rolled out worldwide, so it should be available right now. Okay, any more questions? No? Good, then we are perfectly on time. I have to put that away. I have for you a little bit more information. If you enjoyed the webinar, please feel free to recommend us to others. To our QR codes for Academy, or if you don't want to miss any training or webinar or event, just check in with the newsletter QR code. Give you a moment to take a picture of this. And then I have to finally thank you very much for your attention. Have a lovely day, and I hope I see you soon.